Let me explain what I did. Can I kick it? Hold on. Yeah, I got some rings and a range. Can I kick it? Yeah. Don't ask me a thing. How I got her, how I did it. Yeah. Spend the whole half, had a blast. Can I kick it? Even with a sprain. Pain, can I kick it? Just a flex.
Today, from Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California, the NFL on EA Sports. It's the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Los Angeles Rams.
We're about 40 miles south of Candlestick Point as we welcome you inside Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Los Angeles Rams and the San Francisco 49ers. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
First 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? Taken in the end zone. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. And a glance here at the man calling the plays under center, their 6'4" quarterback.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets, and bottom line.
And right away, he lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Recovered by the defense.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. That's going to be caught. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. George Kittle, his second touchdown on the season. And the Niners have taken the early lead.
Well, that's how you take advantage of an early turnover. A sudden change situation, meaning ball's turned over. How's both sides going to handle it? One side handled it way better. They went right out on the field and put the ball in the end zone.
One play, that just added insult to injury.
Yeah, that just tells you on the defensive side, they didn't come out ready to go, still reeling from the fact that the ball got turned over.
No good.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Fielded in the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard.
So the Rams coming back onto the field, their second drive of the game. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together...
And it's a fumble. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. There he goes left side. And he will bring this one back. It's a fumble return for a 49er The pass receiver turned into a runner, then he turned into a fumbler, and it goes the other way for 6.
I love your description. Although for the offense, they're not too happy about it. But for the defense, what a big-time play for them. Never give up on anything. Sometimes you create your own points.
But the receiver, hard to fault him. He's just going for extra yard.
That's exactly what you're supposed to do, but you have to take care of the football.
And he atones for his miss the first time around as this one is up and good to extend their lead. The scoop and score are always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Taken in the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
So now here are the Rams as their offense comes back out. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 34-yard line.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Now the first carry for Cam Akers. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace. Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. An extra DB for the 49ers now on 3rd.
And it's 3rd down.
They'll try and run for this with Akers. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
That's a tremendous group effort there, because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Javon Kinlaw in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. I know some of the talk after last week's loss was the O-line struggles. They gave up 4 sacks. He got hit here and taken down again, so that's something to monitor.
It is something to monitor, but they've got to help their offensive line out. Maybe a little bit different play calling, right? Draws, screens, get the ball in the quarterback's hands quicker, maybe some quick game passes. All of that to try and help slow down a pass rush and make things easier on their offensive line. Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly. Enforcing incompletions.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. That's into the hands of Akers, complete. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their second drive. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. They run the counter. It's Williamson. And he goes across the 20 to the 22.
34 on the carry.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
They'll try the left side. Williamson. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. They'll try and throw for it here. That's to his running back, complete. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a 1st down.
I don't know why you would do that. It's almost guaranteed points the other way. I mean, I get it if it's a late game situation, maybe even 4th and inches. But boy, that's a huge risk to take.
Yeah, now they're set up in prime position going the other way. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And a quick throw here, that's complete. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
2 on the play. And this is 3rd.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 11, and the return goes up to his own 17-yard line. So more problems here in this first quarter. Already 2 scores down, and here they give away the football.
And if I'm the head coach, I think it's time to start lighting a fire under some of these guys. Now, you have to do it within your personality. They can't perceive it as fake, but I'd go get after some guys because they don't look ready to play to me. They look flat, uninspired. It's time to get moving. That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
He's going to float this one deep right side. And that's caught at the 25.
That's good.
And all the way down to the 22-yard line. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. This is caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A nice gain of 21 yards.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked out before he can get back to the line of scrimmage.
It's a loss of 1.
On 2nd and goal, they'll give it to him again.
At the 2-yard line.
And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
3rd and goal.
3rd and goal. This L.A. Rams defense will try to bow up once more. They'll set up a throw. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. From a yard out. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead. Well, Charles, you said it after the 4th down stop. That's almost guaranteed points the other way, and that comes to fruition with a touchdown.
Well, the unnecessary risk did come back to haunt them, didn't it? End up getting those points that I predicted that they were going to give up because it's guaranteed points if you don't make that play.
And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. So they're able to throw it in for the 2-point conversion. Sometimes that can be a risky play, but they got it.
Yeah, you always have to be careful here because if you do get it intercepted, it's returned by the defense, that's 2 points for them. But he identified an open target and put it right on him.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded in the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
And 10 yards to go.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Eric Armstead, the defensive end, will get credited for the sack. Here's Johnny Hecker now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. 21-0 our score. After one.
Rams nothing.
On is the punter Hecker as he gets this one away. And taken right at the 35. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. And he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence. Does a great deal for your team. Gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another one.
I was going to say, now he wants the first-half hat trick, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Go ahead and fling him on the field, folks. He wants that type of celebration.
They'll wind up losing a full 10 yards on the play. They'll try the left side. It's Williamson. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Flushed out right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. They set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And the stiff arm proved fruitful for a second, but the daylight quickly snuffed out.
It's a gain of 5.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the shotgun, here's a give to Akers. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. 38-yard line, 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
On 3rd down, here's a run by Akers. And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive alive. Here's Akers. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Brings up 2nd and 1.
Going to be sacked. They sack him back midfield stripe.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. That one nearly 30 yards. 29 officially.
At the 44-yard.
A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz. Were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protections.
The ball comes out, and now the Rams have got it, going the other way.
The running back, the ball carrier.
Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
They'll set up the screen here to Akers. And able to rip off a big chunk of yard. Before being dropped inside the 40.
Complete to Cam Akers.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so.
He's tackled at the 29-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup. It's second and
they'll run out of the gun with Akers. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. On second down play results in a loss of 2 yards. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Looking to throw. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Javon Kinlaw. What a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Cooper Kupp there, and it's 3rd down.
He was covered by Jair Alexander.
They'll look to throw. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. And the 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So they do get the 3 points before they hit halftime, something to build on maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? Wave the flag. That's good. Got points, and now, as you said, they've got something to build on as they get ready for the second half.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. It's the second quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series, so those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. A big play there just before halftime. 43 yards. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
On play-action, they'll throw. Sliding out of the pocket. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the 49ers add on to their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to float this over the middle, deep into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So we've come to halftime. Well, who needs a halftime? Am I right? Let's resume play. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. And able to get this out to the 25.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Williamson. And he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And he finds a man on a crossing route. And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, 49ers. A big play there with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game. And the 49ers, they're just pouring it on. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded near the back of the end zone, and no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Out come the Rams. They'll have it first here to begin the third quarter. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Now a throw here, hauled in. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tougher if guys trying to get to the football.
And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Back to throw again. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers.
That's what it is,
he will bring this one back. It's a fumble return for the 49er touchdown. 49ers. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. And you talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
25-yard line.
L.A. readies for its next possession. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them, the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. We were down there. That message would have been received a whole different way because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
Going right back to Akers. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Tackled by Kenneth Murray.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you get ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Complete to number 82. A gain of
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They'll look to throw here on first down. He'll get this to Akers out of the backfield.
the pass.
Give him 8 on the play, and that'll make it a second down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an open. Still ended up with a solid game.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete. Well, the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
The Niners take over 1st and 10. At their own 38.
And San Francisco gets set to go here. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just given him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
And now they're just looking to add to that total. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. 2nd and 10 here as we roll along in quarter number 3 from Santa Clara. And some room to maneuver. He's at the 30. 10.
You get nothing.
5,
I like it.
Touchdown. 49ers.
49ers
rushing touchdown of the game, 17th on the year, as his guys continue to pour it on.
But I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And a long run into the end zone, and what a run it was. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. And the Rams getting set to go now. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14. They'll run this with Akers. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Now this one complete on the slant route.
The pass.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now a run with Akers. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
45-yard line.
A gain of 3, second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
They'll go again here with Akers. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
Fred Warner in on the tackle. It's a gain of 3. And this is 3rd down.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return. with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. 49ers have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for third down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Intended for Tyler Higbee. Incomplete. It's now fourth down.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, I was watching him in warm-ups, and he hit a 62-yarder that hit the crossbar and went over this one a little bit inside of that, but not enough leg.
And the difference is what?
Well, your live conditions, right?
Live conditions, game conditions are a whole lot different than practice, where you just pop it up there, no rush, no pressure. I think maybe that takes a couple yards away from you when you have to do it when it's real.
And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it. The Niners on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. And across the chalk, into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. A big play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the 49ers continue to roll. They seemingly just continue to score at will, and as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
I love how you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win, but one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken them, because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ball game.
Extra point right down the middle, and that will extend this big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taken in the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Defensively, you see. Coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one, because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. 3 yards the gain there, second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball, because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
The pass complete to...
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
51's the mic. 51's the mic. Yeah, let's get sack lunch. 51's mic. Mike 51.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And down he goes. The 4th. 49ers get there.
The quarterback.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
51 to Let's go, let's go. Begin.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And this will move the chains again as the tackle is going to be made at the 49ers 43. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Intended target was Cam Akers. And it's 2nd down.
Incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts. This time on 3rd down.
Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Niners will take over at the 20. The 49ers ready to set up shop again offensively. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions. The game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. And all the way down to the 29.
49er.
A big play there for the Niners. 54 yards. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Even though they've got this big advantage, Charles, they are not taking their foot off the gas pedal right now.
Well, I think what we're seeing is the result of all their great preparation and great practice time during the week. And even though it seems like this is a great chance to pull people back and maybe, not try and score a few more times, they don't want to do that. I think they're enjoying what they're seeing, the collective effort, and they want to play it all the way out.
Rams 3.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded in the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And just looking ahead, it would appear that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish.
82.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
The throw on the quick slant going to be complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards there, 1st down. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now. Because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
At the 44-yard line.
You must be getting tired of seeing me. 51.
He finds his man, complete. It's Andrews.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 10 more for him on that one. He's been a busy man. It's a first down. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. On the crossing route, complete. It's Andrews. That one, a first down pickup of 8. They'll look to throw again. And not able to get it that time. He hit on 6 straight passes. Not there, 2nd down.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
San Francisco set to go on offense once more. And it would appear that the open week a week ago came just at the right time as they have dominated the proceedings here into this 4th quarter. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
31-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Williamson. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. That one covers 29 yards, first down. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
So the 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Shift. Switch. 19, Tiger. 19, Tiger.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Business as usual for them, well on their way to another victory, riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen, and so far they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Extra point attempt to follow here. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it's polished off by a touchdown for San Francisco. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taken in the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
L.A. set to take over again on offense. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their third straight defeat. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was in search of his tight end, Tyler Higbee. That'll bring up second down.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
And the Niners get there and bring him down. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
Third down.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on third and long. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Here's Johnny Hacker now, standing just about on his own goal line. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. They had control of the football, switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. Now a play fake here on first down. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. A big play that time through the air. 31 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by Josh Jackson, and that will write a finish to this ball game.
Today's final score.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Niners, they continue to cruise through this first half of the schedule as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for the Rams, they are barely afloat as they fall to 4-5. And they're going to get an extra week to stew over this as they're not back in action until week 11. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire